Good morning, beautiful souls. I hope you're all well. So today we're talking about extremely important topic, self-doubt. Okay? Because self-doubt, it's something that's absolutely killing your business right now. Self-doubt repels your clients, repels opportunity, repels money. It's a massive block to wealth, success, abundance. Okay, and we don't realize it. Why? So today I want to share with you how it all works in terms of self-doubt, how it's actually affecting your business, how you can eradicate self-doubt, and what it will mean for your business. Okay. So, in order for you to eradicate self-doubt, you really need to connect to your power. Okay. Because when you have self-doubt, that means you're completely disconnected from your power. Okay, you're doubting who you are, you're doubting your ability to help people, you're doubting the ability to that you can actually create the impact and fulfill your purpose. Okay, and that creates such massive block to your success because you will never be able to create the success you're destined for and you're meant for if you constantly doubt yourself. Okay, because you will not be able to connect to your power. The only way to create the impact, the success, the wealth you want is by stepping into your power. So, how do we actually step into your power? First of all, you must first understand what your purpose is. And a lot of people I work with, when I start working with them, they say, I know what my purpose is, but they actually don't know. They think, their purpose is very surface level, it's very broad. And that is not, you need to be very specific with, this is why I'm here. This is what I came to create on this planet. You saying, I want to create a better world, I want to bring more light to people, I want to fulfill the potential, I just want to help people. Yes, that's the beginning of your purpose, but what is underneath it, like how you want to do it, what is exactly the impact you want to create, okay? So by stepping into your purpose, you start connecting with who you truly are underneath the conditioning, because the conditioning is actually not who you are. The conditioning has conditioned you to be the person that is a byproduct of our society, our family, our caregivers. That's not who you truly are. Okay. So by understanding what your purpose is, you start connecting more and more with who you truly are. And you'll be disconnecting with your head and your logical mind and your ego and your conditioning as a result. Okay. The second step to connect to your power is then to understand, what is my power, right? Like, what are my skills? What are my innate, unique skills and talents and gifts? And again, a lot of people, when they come to this stage, they're thinking, okay, what are my skills? Okay, I'm really good at Excel. I'm really good at PowerPoint. That's not what I mean here, again, right? Like, this is when we're talking about all these Excel and spreadsheets and PowerPoints, again, this is your conditioning speaking, right? Nobody really cares if you're good at Excel. Nobody really cares if you're good at PowerPoint. We are looking for your unique skills that are innate, that are divine, that were given to you so you can access them and give it to the world. And just by giving your gifts to the world, by expressing who you truly are, that in itself will create impact. But the problem is that nobody, whoever comes to me and works with me, and I've worked with coaches, healers, trainers, therapists, right? People even who are trained in beautiful, lots of different modalities, they think that is their power, right? And that is a great skill to have. But when we go through this process, they actually realize they have more to offer, that all these modalities and techniques they've learned is just a beginning of their journey. They actually have something so unique they've got to offer. And when you start tapping into it, you might actually start awakening your spiritual gifts, or you might start deepening your spiritual gifts, or you might tap into something completely different as well. So my clients have actually ended up creating their own modalities, their own approaches, their own teachings. And because that's when you realize, I've got something amazing to offer, right? So then third step of how you can really fully step into your power is, first of all, when you start understanding, okay, I've got this amazing gifts and talents that I didn't know I even had, how we can put it all into a product or a service. How can I share it with the world? Right? So we're putting everything, your experience, your expertise, your skills, your past, your knowledge, your new talents and gifts that you've just uncovered. We're putting everything, all of you, into this product or service. Because the key to creating impact in this world, and as a result, creating abundance and success and helping people on a global scale, is for you to actually express exactly who you are and give yourself to the world, right? So that's the next step, right? So just to summarize, first you need to connect to your purpose. Then you need to understand what your innate divine skills are. Put it into a beautiful product and service. And the last step, well, it's not the last step. The fourth step is to actually, then how do we put it out into the world, right? We have to create a business strategy that allows you to attract your crowd, your people, your tribe into you, right? We want to be able to be visible, and therefore, we do have we create our business online, because that really allows you to create global reach quite quickly. And we need to implement business strategies for how you can attract clients with ease and flow every single day. So I typically teach 3 business strategies, which is all about, the first one is creating a freebie, because remember, when you are just starting out, and you will be starting out even if you've already had a business, because you will create something very different to everything you've done before. So you will create something new, something revolutionary, something that like has everything, like from inside of you onto the program or a service or a product, right? So you will need to educate your clients about why they need your product or service, right? Why is your approach different? Why everything that they've tried before didn't quite work? And how is your approach different, and why it will actually work? So this will be your time to really educate your clients, really take them step by step what they need to do, not how, but what they need to do to get from where they are to where they want to be. Freebies are the best way and the quickest way to get people interested, because they are free and they are full of value. Okay. The second strategy I help my clients implement is content marketing. And the way I teach business strategy is very, very different to anything else out there. I help people connect to who they are, get their own intuitive guidance, channel information for them. So when they create content marketing, even like saying content marketing feels really but I use this language because I know you understand it, right? But your purpose is really speak your truth and speak from your soul, because you want to connect to your clients at a soul level, emotional level as well. So it's very important to understand who you are, to speak your truth, to connect to your creativity flow, and to speak from your soul rather than from your head, right? And just recently I was speaking to a client, and she was saying, oh my God, you're so different to any business coach I've ever worked with, because with business coaches before, they told me that I needed to do these steps, X, Y, and Z. And I didn't feel comfortable doing it. But I don't feel like posting, hey, sign up with me, sign up with me, sign up with me all the time. That's not who I am. And that's exactly right. You shouldn't be doing these things if that doesn't feel right. We all have different personalities. We all are different. We're all designed to create success in a very special and unique way for us. So you need to tailor everything you do in your business for you. There are certain things that you must implement in your business. You do need to be visible, otherwise nobody will ever find you, right? So you do need to be online, you do need to be visible, you do need to create content marketing, because that's our form of communication with your client. But how you do it exactly inside, it's completely up to you, and we need to find your own flow, your own way of how to do things that are in alignment. That's why I do channeling. I work with 5D consciousness, which is all about how to create abundance with ease and flow. And then I work with abundance consciousness. So those guys are really helping me and my clients create abundance with so much ease and flow, just by stepping into who we truly are, being authentic in an online world. Okay. So no, you don't have to post every single day. No, you don't have to be constantly asking people, hey, do you want to sign up? Do you want to sign up? The way we do marketing, and it will look different for every single person, is designed to attract them also energetically, not only through words, which carry our vibration, but also energetically. Okay. So there needs to be balance between business strategy and energetics always. Okay. And the third business strategy is automation, because I really believe in freedom. I believe in alignment. So I know that I cannot be working 8 hours a day. For me to work, ultimately, for me to be in alignment, is only up to 3 hours a day. And that's similar to all of my clients pretty much. So and I don't work every single month as well. So whenever you need a time off, whenever you need to, or you want to go traveling, you want to take time off with your family, or you just want to take time off because you've been ill, or you just need a rest, automations are amazing because they generate clients on autopilot. So once you've implemented once, it works behind the scenes, and then it gives you total freedom to do whatever you want, basically. But then it also creates impact, right? So so these are three main business strategies that I always help my clients implement in the business. So remember that in order to really fully step into your power, it is important to act in your business with integrity, with authenticity, and the business strategy is a tool to help you achieve that. Okay. And obviously, as we're going through all these steps of getting into our power, it's so important to heal, because self-doubt is so massive that will actually block all these steps that I'm telling you. So it's important to absolutely heal any blocks. So I'm focusing here on self-doubt because self-doubt, it's so deeply rooted and it's so detrimental to your success. Because if you doubt yourself, you doubt your abilities, you doubt your power, you lower your vibration, you will not be able to show up in your business as the person who needs to show up in order to create the impact. So you'll be actually stopping yourself from fulfilling your purpose and the impact you meant to create. So you do need to really work on your self-doubt and any other blocks that show up throughout this process. This process is so big because it is fully shedding. It's shedding who you used to be and stepping fully into who you're meant to be. It's like completely messing with your mind, because it's like decoding and completely shifting your identity. You're no longer the person that the society thought you once were. You are stepping fully into the woman who meant to be a leader, who meant to be a change maker, who meant to be creating impact, who meant to be creating life-changing transformations for your clients. Okay. So there's a massive identity shift, there's a massive energetic shift that needs to happen, and as a result, lots and lots of blocks will start coming up in order to be healed. So I use my own channeled healing modality that actually helps us remove and release all these blocks permanently. That doesn't mean that you will only need to heal them once, because there's so many layers of the block. But once one layer is healed, it will never come back. It will never come back. Okay. So this is the recipe for your success. Okay. And I want to talk really a lot about self-doubt today, because I want you to know that if you build your business on self-doubt, it will crumble down at some point. Okay. A lot of people bypass it, or they're not sure how to heal it properly. And then, that's exactly what happened to me. When I went from 0 to 6 figures, of course there was self-doubt there, but I didn't know exactly how to heal. I didn't have the tools I have right now to help myself. So I was hiring healers, and for me, not only that was expensive, but also it was quite slow progress for me, because we could only heal one block per week. So that, and you have so many blocks, right? So with my methodology, we heal one block in 20 minutes, and we can do it as many blocks as you want, right? So for me, when I started using my own methodology on me, I was able to move so much faster, so much quicker. So how I got to my six figures first was I was healing to some degree, but it was in a very low level, right? What I really focused on at that time was energetic alignment. So almost I was bypassing healing, and I was so good at shifting my energy in order to match the energy of my desires. And that's how I created success. But when I then said, you know what, I'm ready for something bigger. I want to create more impact. I want to create like a massive global impact now. Like, I'm ready, let's go. I'm ready for seven figures. That's when everything started crumbling down, because, and this is exactly what's going to happen with you, because whether you're starting from zero to, and then you want to six figures, or six figures to seven figures, or seven figures to eight figures, it doesn't matter where you are. The process is the same, because you need to let go of your old self. Okay. So yeah, so I had to again go through that process when I was going from six to seven figures, and I'm still going through that process because I'm not at the seven figure level yet. And but that's when I realized that I've actually created my success six figures on self-doubt. And that's why something had to change. I was never able to build seven figures from self-doubt, because you are required to show up in a different way. You are required to step fully into your power, right? You have to create massive global success, but in a right way. And that's why, like, I wish I did it earlier on in my journey. It would have been so much easier, right? So that's why I urge you, learn from my mistakes. And that's why when I work with my clients, not only we are able to achieve success in a space of 3-4 months, but we're doing it in the right way, so that they will never have to go back and be like, oh my God, I haven't done it properly. There were so many blogs, there were so many so many things that had to be let go of, and I didn't, and I bypassed it. I didn't do it right. I want you guys to do it properly, so that we heal, you fully step into your power, you know who you are, you access all the skills and your abilities you've got, you put it into an offer, and you can just spread it across the globe in a way that is in alignment with flow and ease. So if that's something that you want to do, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you, have a chat, give you some advice as to what you can do to really go from where you are to where you want to be. I've been doing this for 7 years now. I've seen it. I don't want to say seen it all, because I'm pretty sure I have some more things to see, but I've really seen like thousands of women go through this process. I know how to get you from zero to your first six figure in a right way, in a healed way, in a way that's in alignment, in a way that you do your business in a way that's right for you on your own terms, that feels right. Okay. And that's the most important thing for me. So if you want to find out more, if you want to have a chat with me, comment me below and we can have a chat. Okay. I'm sending you lots of love. Bye, guys.